Hey, this is Dom. I recently got this question from Madison. I am not entirely sure where to start. I accepted the position for VA USA 53 editor Instagram. Anything, information you could give me will be super helpful. Thank you. So, I figured I would make a video about what to do if you find yourself in the position of being an editor for Instagram. So, here we go. We have an Instagram Trello board. Go over here, Instagram. If you don't have access to that, you should reach out to your department head. So let's see if we go to Instagram. Let's check channel details. A place for Instagram interns to collaborate. Executive leadership team member, Atifa. Department head. Well, we've listed Instagram.dh. So if I were you, I would reach out to Kaylee Henry. She's very helpful, I found, and rather active here in Slack, so I'm sure she'll respond. Yep. Okay, cool. So either her or Atifa, they could both help you out. But in general, here we are on the Instagram Trello board. Now, the way that I have told people in the past to actually find content is to go to facebook.com to create a fake Facebook account. This is not my real Facebook account. This is, notice it's got this, I didn't want that to happen. It's got pictures of my cat. It's just, it's just fake. This is not a real Facebook account. I just use it for the purposes of managing accounts. And then I go over to www.va.gov slash, not slash anything, va.gov, and scroll all the way to the bottom. Very, very bottom, you see all VA social media. And you see you got all of these VA medical centers. Birmingham, all these. Okay, so they're all listed. These are all links to all their web pages, and these are links to all of their Facebook pages. So what I tell everybody is to just click and go to all these Facebook pages, and when you get there with your fake Facebook account, unless you really, really want to load up your personal Facebook account with content from every single VA medical center that exists across the country, just go and follow or like or both or whatever. I think following is the easiest one. Follow all these pages, and just so follow that one, follow this one, follow all of them, and then once you have done this, you will find that your Facebook page is now populated with content from all of those pages. Notice these are all pages that I have followed. This one's kind of cool. We see these sometimes where people do like, they're just doing like events and stuff. Sometimes they will build, like I've seen Cub Scouts or Boy Scouts that built like furniture or tables or stuff like that for their Eagle Scout project, or But anyway, this is content from all of the VA medical centers and some of the program offices. So if you scroll all the way past the VA medical centers, you will see at the bottom staff offices. These are program offices over here. So sometimes they post stuff that you might want to share as well. So anyway, it'll all show up in your now fake Facebook feed, and if you find something that looks like it would work really well on it for a national audience, then they will share it. And that's how it ends up over here. We're taking content that was created by field public affairs offices, and then we're kind of giving it a larger audience, a national audience. And oftentimes, this is just a local public affairs officer who has a Facebook page that, say, let's see how many followers do they have here. 4,000. It's not bad. So, but that's 4,000. But on our Instagram, we have 153,000 followers. So we're kind of amplifying their message, the stuff that they're putting out, and just getting other people to see it. So anyway, here we go. For the editor, however, here's something that you will find that you may need to do. Keep in mind that this content was written for Facebook. what your goal will be is to take it and make it usable by people, or usable on Instagram. So for instance, if this post right here says members of disabled American veterans, well, you know what we could do to make this a little bit more engaging? We could tag disabled American veterans. So we go to Instagram and disabled American veterans. So they got a bunch. There's a bunch of different disabled American veterans, but the one we would probably tag is DAVHQ, unless you know the specific one that you should use. So I would go with @DAVHQ. And something that you could do here is say, okay, it's @DAVHQ, and where's our post here? Okay, disabled American veterans. You could do @DAVHQ. Broke ground this month on a Veterans War Memorial. The memorial will consist of a wall with veterans' names on it. Now here's the thing. We like to put hashtags. So some people put the hashtags at the end of the post. Often what we will do is put a hashtag for veterans. If you see hashtag for veteran, memorial might be something you can hashtag. We could look at that. Community members making a dream a reality for many veterans and their family and friends. Maybe monument sounds like it might be something useful. Completed by Veterans Day. Hashtag Veterans Day of this year. So another thing that you would want to do is go through and see, okay, are there any things that I can hashtag here? January 2019, could probably shorten that to Jan 2019. If I were you, I would refer back to AP Style Guide for this. I'm not one to reach out to as far as AP Style is concerned, but you are more than welcome to do that. But yeah, so now fixed dates. Another thing to keep in mind is that some of these posts, like for instance, let me go to this post. Let's see. No, not this one. See if I can find one that has an actual date on it. It's being harder than I want it to be right now. Nope, didn't want to do that. Oh, come on now. Of course, when I actually want one to utilize, I can't find one with an official date. Okay. All right, I don't want to waste everybody's time here, so I'm going to get to it. Basically, what I'm getting at here is that some of these posts will say something along the lines of, over the weekend or yesterday or something like that. And the problem that you run into is that if you don't see this post until a week after it was published, and yet you're supposed to and you're taking it and converting it for another audience, if you do this a week later and then it may be another week before it actually gets on our Instagram channel, if your post still says yesterday, then you are not giving accurate information. So what you could say is, let's, for the sake of argument, since this one has an October 1st date here, let's say we found this and we started using it as we found this post on October 7th, right? Well, we wouldn't say yesterday, we would say, on October 1st, Edward Hines Jr. VA Hospital, whatever. But also you don't want to start with the date that has been commented on a number of times. So definitely get the story, but then you're just remembering that if you say yesterday, it may not be yesterday. If you say last weekend, it may not be last weekend by the time we get around to it. So you may say on the weekend of the 27th or something like that. So keeping in mind the actual dates that are involved. Saturday, September 21st. Yeah. So anyway, I couldn't find a post that actually shows what I was talking about, unfortunately. But you should hopefully get the idea. And if you have any questions, you can ask me. But so that's some of the main things. You want to go in here and edit for AP style to the extent that it is possible. Add appropriate hashtags, like this one happens to do with Veterans Day. Well, Veterans Day is a pretty big deal, so that deserves its own hashtag over here. I could have, made this its own hashtag, but I just kind of didn't. But also, veteran, veterans, memorial seemed like a pretty good one to add a hashtag to. Monument seemed like a good one. You can put in official handles, but I will caution you, if you're adding official handles, make sure you check them. Make sure that you go over here. Is this the blue check mark? Yes. Does it say official account of the DAV? Yes. Otherwise, don't use it. Like, for instance, the other day, I believe somebody used the handle Army. Was it Army? I think it was Army. Yeah, does this look like it's official? No. In this case, the answer is U.S. Army. So make sure you check the handles, and if it may be that the person who put the post in Trello has actually added handles, but as an editor, I would encourage you to double check them. Go through and write Instagram.com/DAVHQ, Instagram.com/Army, and see if it actually shows up as what it purports to be. And if it does not, then go in here and edit it. And then if it's edited, then drop it over here in the edited submissions to be approved. So, and there should be some kind of a label. If there isn't already a label, yeah, add your orange label edited so that we can easily see that this document this post has been edited. Oh, and just so you know, once you start adding hashtags, it does weird stuff here in the description. So don't worry about that. You didn't break it. It's not messed up. That's just what it does, and I don't know why. So anyway, hopefully that helps shed some light on what it is that editors do for the Instagram team. If you have any other questions, definitely talk to your department heads or ask me, and I will help you out. Thanks.